Welcome back to Fast Track. This week in sports, we'll catch you up on the sports highlights around campus and take a look at the Boilermakers going strong in Mackey Arena. Eric Markham kicks us off in the studio with the latest update in basketball.
First, Purdue took on Wisconsin for their last game in January. This would turn out to be a close one, but early on, Brittany Rayburn with a steal at half court, and she doesn't miss from there. Wisconsin wouldn't go away easy, though, as Alyssa Carroll hits a three. But watch this. Brittany Rayburn again takes the outlet pass behind the back for the easy deuce. The Badgers would grab this rebound late in the game, but nothing was big as the next play you're about to see. Daniel Campbell goes up and misses, but she grabs a strong rebound out to Brittany Rayburn for three and the lead. Ice water in her veins with 7.8 seconds left. Purdue would go on to win 52-51 and come away from the Kohl Center with a win. Next on Sunday, Northwestern and Purdue at Mackey Arena as they honor the 1999 national title team. Purdue would start off quickly from a three from Jody Howe in the corner. She doesn't miss much today as she hits another three against the Wildcats. During a timeout, Sharon Versip is going to coach her team up, give them a little bit of insight, but they would be able to cruise away easy as this one as Purdue pummeled Northwestern 70-44 behind Howell's 15 points. Purdue didn't surrender the lead one time in this game.
Purdue's swimming and diving teams battled hard this weekend in Minneapolis, Minnesota, walking away with several victories.
Well, the women's team is really on a roll right now, huh?
Yeah, I guess it's never really hard to go into the Kohl Center like that and really hit a clutch three-pointer to win the game.
Absolutely, and they're doing great in the Big Ten. They're 4-1 now, right?
Yeah, it looks like we're going to see some good squads from both the men's and the women's teams this year.
Sounds awesome. So let's take a look at how the men's team is doing.
The Boilers took on the Wolverines of Michigan on Saturday, and Robbie Hummel would still be bothered by that back injury, but he was able to get 3 of his 13 points right there with a 3, but Michigan was able to take the lead at the end of the half with this play as Manny Harris misses a leaner, but you'll see Josh Gibson fly in and tip it in right before the red light comes on, and you can see as he comes down that he knows it's in as well. The game would stay close until this play. Manny Harris just transfers the ball and clocks Chris Kramer. Harris, Michigan's top player, was ejected for the hit, and Michigan was never the same. Kramer's layup right there was part of a 33-8 run to finish off the Wolverines by a final score of 67-49. In Tuesday's action, number 12 Purdue traveled to Columbus to face Ohio State. Freshman Lewis Jackson is back from a concussion injury and is making an early impact with a coast-to-coast run and a nice dish right there to Juwan Johnson for the dunk. It was a close game throughout, but Keaton Grant would finish off the half with a 3, and why not just start off the second half with another 3 of his own? But at the end of regulation, Purdue had 2 buckets to tie it, and Jackson has the chance for the lead. And here's the drive, the shot, and overtime. It was another forgettable overtime for the Boilers this time, as well as is too easy for the Buckeye dunk at the other end after the outlet pass. And the Buckeyes would end up beating the Boilermakers 80-72 as Purdue falls to 0-3 in OTs this season.
Men's tennis split their 2 matches last weekend as they lost to Western Michigan on Saturday and got their first victory beating Butler on Sunday. They'll continue their campaign at 5 p.m. on Friday against Illinois State. Women's tennis will come away with 2 victories last weekend as they beat Maryland 6-1 and swept Toledo 7-0. They will play again at Western Michigan on Friday. Following men's and women's track and field victories for the Gene Edmonds Cup in West Lafayette, the Boilermakers will head to South Bend to compete in the Notre Dame Mayo Invitational. For more information on Purdue athletics, check out www.purduesports.com.
A seemingly superhuman sports figure caught on camera doing something illegal. And now, not only is swimmer Michael Phelps drawing criticism, but praise. Jeannie Mose has the story.
People are always taking pictures of Michael Phelps, but he really caused a splash being photographed smoking a bong. In the time it takes to exhale, Phelps was being parodied, toking during a medal ceremony. And the iconic Wheaties box was transformed into a Wheaties t-shirt. There was late-night applause at the mere mention of the deed.
Party taking a huge hit from a bong.
The bong incident seems to have brought the potheads out of the woodwork, particularly on the web. People seem to be high on Phelps.
Is he still a hero? Yeah, he's even more of a hero.
So we found out that Michael Phelps smokes pot.
which is awesome.
It's even cooler that he can blaze and then do all that.
It's just cool to know that Superman can get high.
Yeah, well, it's cool to know Superman may also get charged for pot possession by the county sheriff where the photo was taken.
I just don't think you can have something like this done and publicized and say, I'm sorry, and then we're supposed to forget about it. He broke the law.
Or as one YouTuber put it,
you have to pay the piper.
Or at least pay for the pipe. On Facebook, fans established an I don't care that Michael Phelps smoked a bong page. Blogger Andrew Sullivan linked to The Stoned Olympics by comedian Eddie Izzard.
They start off in Athens where a joint is lit. And then they run the 3 feet to the next athlete.
Meanwhile, on The View, Whoopi Goldberg made a concession.
Oh, I have smoked weed. I'm sorry. I have... Yeah! Shocking! Yeah!
And Ashton Kutcher was twittering that though he hadn't smoked in quite some time, I bet Phelps can smoke a whole bowl in one breath. Swimmer's lungs. Some on the web were... angry. That Phelps apologized.
All sorts of people are incredibly successful and have been known to smoke dope. Deal with it!
In Japan, they're dealing with it all right. A sumo wrestler was arrested for pot possession. He's the little guy slapping the bigger one.
Wow.
The pot arrest led to the sumo's dismissal. But don't try slapping around this guy.
Leave Michael Phelps alone.
Leave him alone.
Leave Michael Phelps alone!
Leave him alone with his air freshener. Ginny Mo, CNN, New York.
Let's start off by taking a look at our weather highlight. We've seen a cold and snowy week here in central Indiana. Some places of central Indiana saw an additional 4 inches of snow early this week after all that snow we saw last week. However, a warm-up is on the way, so it's time to say goodbye to all that snow cover. Let's take a look at our almanac. We see the normal this time of year is a high of 37, a low of 20. We've been quite a bit below that with highs only in the teens. Last year it was 64 though, so if only we could get back to like last year's temperatures. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we should expect for the day on Saturday. We see on Saturday there is a low pressure system with a cold front. This is a weaker system, so I wouldn't expect a whole lot of precipitation. However, it could bring some showers throughout the day on Saturday and Saturday night. However, by Sunday, we see that it dies off and disappears on the East Coast. However, what we do see is there is another low pressure system that is going to be approaching our area through the day on Sunday and overnight Sunday into Monday. We see that it's going to reach our area, bringing some rain chances to our area. No longer snow since we are going to be quite a bit above freezing with highs in the 40s. Taking a look at the temperatures we should expect, we see that warm up on Saturday with a high of 49 and those shower chances, however, as the cold front pushes through, will drop down to a high of only 41. However, we warm back up later in the week with a high of 52 on Tuesday and some rain chances on Monday and Wednesday with highs still in the 40s.
In these tough economic times, one of the most troubling things for college students is entering the job market. To make the search for a life after college easier, here's Phil Wrighthouse with a new segment, Your World, Your New Job.
Hi, Phil Wrighthouse here, and welcome to a new segment we're doing for Fast Track this semester called Your World, Your New Job, where we look at ways to find a new job in this tough economy. The first thing we're going to look at this semester is fixing your resume. You can't start looking for a new job until you have your resume all spruced up and ready to go. So here's a few tips for you. Watch your wording. Words and phrases like responsible for and detail-oriented are oftentimes overused. Don't leave anything out. Think about everything you did as part of a job and every duty you had. You never know what will be useful to an employer. A resume is never complete on the first run-through. Don't tell, show. Instead of just saying you helped people, include details such as how many people and what you helped them with. And finally, understand your resume's purpose. Customize your resume as much as you can to the specific job you're applying for. A couple more tips. Don't lie on your resume, and make sure that it's all grammatically correct and there are no typos. And most of all, make sure it's what you want the employer to see. For more tips, head over to the Fast Track website. Back to you guys in the studio.
Next up, we'll take a look at our community calendar for upcoming events and share the news of a very special birthday.
All this coming your way after our break.
Have some time to spare in between classes, then stop on by the Purdue University Gallery and Stewart Center to view some of Purdue's most artistic works of art. January 12th to February 22nd is the Earth Text exhibit. These are a series of wooden sculptures that create visual metaphors in book form. Come visit the exhibit Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. or Sunday from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. For more information on this exhibit, visit www.purdue.edu/galleries.